The Young Entrepreneurs Association (YEA) celebrated National Entrepreneurship Week in the period November 18 to November 22, 2012. Now, some interesting points were made at a luncheon honoring two entrepreneurs, one being Jamaica's First Lady of Investments, Rita Humphries-Lewin, and the other, manufacturer Douglas Lindo. No aspiring entrepreneur should miss today's edition of Your Wealth.
Your Wealth is brought to you by
Advantage General, the name you should know. We're not in the car business, but if you drive, you ought to know our name. We're not in the construction business, but if you own a home, you ought to know about us. We're definitely not in the medical field, but if you've been in an accident, you'll be glad that we're on your team. We are Jamaica's leading motor, home and contents insurer. Advantage General, the name you should know.
Entrepreneurship is fast becoming the best option for many young persons, especially in a tight economy where jobs are scarce. During the week ended November 23, 2012, the Young Entrepreneurs Association held the third staging of its National Entrepreneurship Week. The theme was appropriately, Dare the Dream, Making Your Passion Your Business. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Anthony Hilton, expounded on the need for entrepreneurship amidst the high unemployment rates among youth.
I'm very mindful that youth unemployment is running at a significantly higher rate than the national average unemployment rate. We must consistently encourage our young people to explore opportunities in entrepreneurship as a way of addressing the challenges of youth unemployment. In this regard, I wish to applaud YEA for the efforts in placing entrepreneurship at the center of the agenda for youth development. Your efforts to facilitate training and education, foster networking forums, promote ethical practices, and work towards shaping public policy are critical to the success of youth entrepreneurship.
Guest speaker Mrs. Patsy Latchman Atterbury, Vice President, Small and Medium Enterprises at Scotiabank Jamaica, spoke on the importance of record keeping in businesses.
And for those who know me, you'll know that at every single opportunity I get, I speak about the importance of proper record keeping in your business. And for me, it was a great pleasure to hear and to continue to hear that the dialogue on record keeping has become so robust that now at almost every meeting that is had, you have that discussion being brought to the table. Record keeping, ladies and gentlemen, is the driver of your business. It helps you to make proper decisions, informed decisions. It helps you to reduce your losses. Without the proper system, record keeping system, a very good business can go very, very bad. And I'll tell you that we were selling goods to suppliers on the distributors who were then selling to suppliers. And our distributors will say to us, boy, I can't pay you because the receivables, the guys on the street are not paying me, so I can't pay you. And we said, my God, what's going to happen? We had a lot of goods, we were making a lot of profit, but we had no cash. No cash to pay the workers at the end of the week. No cash to buy the vehicles and the things that I needed to buy. But we were selling the goods off every single week. We were surpassing our targets and were out of stock, but I could not get my money. And over time, what happened is that because we didn't have the right system in place, the company became fairly cash-strapped and could have collapsed within a month if we didn't have some very close interventions. But we were good at it, so we were able to develop some quick Excel spreadsheets. And I say Excel spreadsheets, guys, because a lot of times we speak about record keeping, and people think it's an elaborate accounting system that needs to be in place. It's not that. It's very simple record keeping things. How much did I sell today? What were my expenses today? You must have those in that information. And some people would say daily sales and daily sales management, that's too onerous. Well, let me tell you something. Take the pain there as opposed to taking the pain when your business could be shut down.
Awardees Mrs. Rita Humphries-Lewin and Mr. Douglas Lindo also expressed their views on the state and future of entrepreneurship in Jamaica.
We need regular laws. We need laws to assist them, like the bankruptcy that they were talking about. We need that type of thing. We need assistance for small businesses and encouragement. And I think what I see here today with some of the banks, for instance, the training that they're giving and extending to small business, because they recognize that very soon or later they cannot depend on the big business people to support them. It is the small business people that will support them.
Rita Humphries-Lewin, unquestionably Jamaica's first lady of business. Here's manufacturer Douglas Lindo with his take on the prospects for entrepreneurship in Jamaica.
I think one of the foundation elements is really the type of government policy that facilitates the pursuit of opportunities. I think a lot of the challenges that we have to overcome are ones that are clearly have been clearly identified and are what I call low-hanging fruit. As long as we clear up a number of those issues, it opens up a lot of the leeway for young entrepreneurs to move into so many of the opportunities that they've already identified.
My own view is that governments should build the type of legislative framework that encourages and facilitates the growth and culture of legitimate businesses in Jamaica and rid the system of archaic laws and public sector bureaucratic practices which stifle legitimate risk-taking. There's hope, though, as both the government and the opposition are seeing the light and appear to be at one on issues such as insolvency legislation, legislation facilitating better credit for small businesses, and generally legislation which makes it easier to start a business in Jamaica. Now, both need to act quickly and talk less. We need to make it much easier for legitimate entrepreneurs and at the same time difficult for crime-oriented businesses, often euphemistically described as the informal sector.